Hello and welcome to Unacademy IAS English, a one-stop destination for the English medium civil services aspirants. As you all know, UPSC has recently announced the results for Prelims 2024. And following the announcement of the results, UPSC has kick-started the mains examination process. On the 3rd of July, UPSC published the DAF Detailed Application Form Part Number 1, which helps the candidates to provide the necessary details that are required for taking up the mains examination. So in this short and to the point discussion, I will quickly explain the important points that you need to keep in mind while filling out the detailed application form. Of course, this form is only for those candidates who have cleared the Prelims 2024. So let's start with the discussion. On the UPSC website, we got this notification following the publication of the results. And on the 3rd of July, UPSC published the DAF, the Detailed Application Form Number 1. Because there are two parts to the DAF. You have DAF-2, which comes out after your mains results, which is specifically for your interview. But DAF-1 is required for the mains and it is also relevant for the interview stage. So whatever details you provide in the detailed application form, both in part 1 and part 2, would be very crucial for your personality round, because these forms, both part 1 and 2, would be present in front of the interview board, and a lot of questions in your interview will be based on what details you're providing in the detailed application form. So you need to be very careful about the details you're filling up, and more importantly, you need to be honest about all the details that you're providing. Any incorrect filling up of the forms or any dishonest answers or replies provided in the form could lead to the rejection of your candidature. So first, let's start with the important dates that you need to keep in mind. On 3rd July, the DAF portal was made open to fill up detailed application form number 1, and the last date for submitting your application would be 12th of July at 6 p.m. So don't wait till the last minute. Many students, they often have the habit of procrastinating, but I strongly advise you to finish the application as soon as possible, preferably by 9th or 10th of July. Because at the last minute, you would like to avoid the rush. Sometimes the UPSC server tends to slow down as well, as a lot of candidates will start applying. But usually this does not happen with the mains as compared to prelims, because the number of candidates are much fewer as compared to your prelims exam. Hardly around 13,000 candidates would have qualified. So you wouldn't expect the rush, but again, just to be on the safe side, don't keep the application waiting till the last minute. And also at the last minute, you might hurry up, you might make some mistakes while filling up, which you should avoid. So I urge you to fill up the form as soon as possible, wrap it up by 9th or 10th of July. And please note the deadline, the date and time, the 12th of July, 6 p.m. would be the deadline. Now, I will take you through all the steps of filling up the form. First, you visit the UPSC website. I've shared the screenshot as well. On the right corner, you see this notification column where you can find the link for accessing DAF-1 portal. This process is entirely online. You just click on the link and you should land on this page. I've shared the URL of this page as well. And here you can see the link to access your DAF. Once you click on the link, you will be taken to this registration page. Many of you, I'm sure, would have already used the OTR registration, one-time registration. So all the basic details would already be available with the UPSC. Now you just have to register once again, log in using the username and password, and then the DAF portal becomes accessible. So to register, there are different options provided here. One, you can do it either with your email ID, which you had provided earlier during your prelims, or the mobile number, or the OTR ID. So use any of these IDs and provide the details, and this will trigger an OTP. An OTP is sent to your mobile phone, to your registered email ID, which you need to enter, and of course fill up the verification code just to confirm that you are a human and not a bot. So once you're done with this, once you click on login, you will get the username and password details on your mobile phone and as well as on your registered email ID. The username is nothing but your roll number. your roll number that was given for your prelims, that becomes your username. This ensures that others cannot access the portal. Only the qualified students who are appearing for mains can access the portal. And the password is shared by UPSC once you registered. So use that password with your roll number as the username to log in to the DAF portal. Now, to explain filling up the form, I'm going to use the final form because, as I said, the portal is accessible only to the qualified candidates. So I'll be taking the screenshots of the final form, how it appears after you submit. But don't worry, more or less the order and even the details would be exactly the same on the portal as well. So finally, when you submit the form, there are 9 pages which are generated, which comprises your DAF-I. So there are different modules, different sections under which the details are captured. First, you have your personal details. Then you have examination related details, details about your parents, your educational background, your employment, and as well as your category status. Then finally, there is a module for uploading the documents, and you finally submit the application form. Now don't forget, as you're passing through each module, save the section every time. Finally, before you submit, you get the option to review the entire form. And even if you want to make some changes at that stage, you can still make some changes. But once you hit the final submit button, no changes are allowed by UPSC. So this is where you need to be a little careful and a little diligent and fill up the details honestly as provided in the required documents. And I also urge you to go through the UPSC notification that was issued in February 2024, especially candidates who are claiming reservation, candidates who are claiming other benefits which are available to people with benchmark disabilities. It is advisable that you go through the notification once so that you are familiar with all the specific rules wherever necessary. So once you log into the DAF portal, first it would be your personal details. But the best part here is that most of the details are pre-populated. Whatever details you provided during prelims through OTR one-time registration, those details are pre-populated here. For example, your roll number, name, your contact details, that won't change and that would be pre-populated over here. Even other basic personal details that you had shared earlier for prelims, that would be pre-populated. So there are some things which you cannot change. For example, roll number cannot be changed, obviously. Name cannot be changed except for certain exceptional circumstances where a candidate might have changed their name after the prelims process began. In that case, you have an option, if at all, you have undergone a name change. But this is a very rare event, so you can skip this. And if you want to make any changes to your address and your contact details, you will be given an option to do that. Other than that, the rest of the details are pre-populated. You can't change your date of birth and age of relaxation claimed. Whatever details you already submitted during prelims, that is full and final for this particular attempt. So once you fill in these basic personal details, then take a look at the other pre-populated sections. Gender, nationality, all these are pre-populated. Marital status, you'll get the option to change if at all your marital status has changed after prelims. Mother tongue, again, be a little careful. Always be honest over here. Whatever mother tongue you speak at home, right? Whatever language you're familiar with, that is what you need to select here. Because this again matters in the personality round. As the form will be available to the interview panel, both DAF-I and even DAF-II, both the detailed application forms will be present in front of the interview panel. So many of your questions in the personality round will revolve around the details you're sharing here. So there could be questions related to your mother tongue. So be honest and be sure that you're filling up the right language. Place of birth cannot be changed, obviously. Whatever has been provided will remain the same. So once you fill up these basic personal details, then comes the category page where you claim reservation by providing the required documents. There could be candidates from SC/ST category, OBC category, candidates claiming EWS reservation from the economically weaker sections, or candidates claiming disability reservation, those with benchmark disabilities, maybe vision impairment, hearing loss impairment, or locomotor disabilities, etc., as per the specified rules. they will have to provide certain details regarding the documents to verify that they actually deserve this reservation that is being provided. Now again, you can't change the reservation which I have already claimed during prelims. You can't change the category. UPSC does not allow that except for rare exceptional circumstances. So whatever category you have already given, that remains the same. You just have to provide the supporting documents. So add the certificate number, the date of issue, the issuing authority details, etc., which is found in your caste certificate. Just ensure that the certificate was issued before the 6th of March. That is the deadline, because that is the date on which the prelims application was brought to a closure. So your certificate which has been issued by the concerned authority should be before this particular date. So now you can't go and get a new caste certificate and try to upload that. That is not allowed by UPSC. It has to be done prior to your prelims, when the application closed for your prelims on 6th of March. So share these details. Again, there will be some pre-populated sections which you cannot change regarding your category, but the supporting document details needs to be added. Then those who are suffering from benchmark disabilities or recognized disabilities as per the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act of 2016, you can specify whether you need a scribe to write the answers on your behalf, especially those who suffer from motor abilities or vision related impairment, etc. Those who can't write the exam on their own, they can opt for a scribe who can write the answers on your behalf. Here you can choose whether you want a scribe of your own or would you prefer UPSC allocate a scribe. Again, for this there are specific rules which will be provided in the notification that was released in February 24 before your prelims. So just go through those rules once again just to be sure and fill out the necessary details with the supporting documents that are needed. Next, the UPSC will also provide you the option over here to fill up any previous examination details where you might have claimed PWD reservation. Those with disabilities, benchmark disabilities, they get an option if you have written any UPSC exam before, maybe civil services or any other UPSC exam, and claimed similar reservation on the ground of disabilities. You can provide those details so that it serves as a substantiating evidence which will allow UPSC to provide you the reservation that you deserve and also provide you the eligibility for having a scribe to write your answers in mains. Then comes the choice of center for examination. This is very important. You would have already selected the center during prelims, but now you still have a chance to try to change the center. So try to fill up the form as soon as possible, because this is entirely based on first come first serve basis. Those who fill up the forms first, according to the centers and availability, the centers are allotted. Usually students will get their preferred choice, but don't leave it till the last minute. As early as you can fill up, the better it would be, so that you can ensure that you get the choice of your center. So this is one choice which you can change, right? You would have provided this in your prelims, but you can change again and ensure that you get the right center for you, which is the most convenient center. Next, if you are a student from any of these northeastern states, from Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Sikkim, Nagaland, etc., you can claim an exemption from the compulsory Indian language paper. And also those with certain benchmark disabilities like hearing loss, etc., they can claim exemption from the compulsory language paper, and this is the option that you need to fill up. Then comes your optional subject. This you cannot change. You would have already provided the choice of your optional. You cannot change this. This is something which you would have already completed prior to your prelims in the initial application. Then your language for the medium of the examination. Even this cannot be changed. If you remember, you would have already filled up the choice of your medium for essay and GS paper and your optional paper. So this language of medium cannot be changed at this stage. This would be pre-populated. But however, you do have a choice with regard to the medium for your interview. I'll come to that. I'll explain that. And if you are opting for, let's say, Sindhi or Santhali languages for your compulsory Indian language paper, then you should select the script as well, depending on the script that you are using, right? And finally, you can select the medium for your interview stage. This option is provided in DAF-I. Now, students might have taken, let's say, English medium to write the mains exam, to write the essay, GS paper and the optional paper. English might be your preferred medium. In the interview, you can opt for a different medium. The choice is available. Let's say you're more comfortable in Hindi or any other Indian language in the interview round. Here you can make the change. Here you will have the option to make that change. Many students get confused here. They think whatever medium they had provided for the written round in mains, they should provide the same in the interview. That is not the case. Don't be under the wrong assumption. Let's say you have opted Hindi as your written medium for mains. You can switch your medium for the interview to English. So whatever language you're comfortable in whatever language you can express yourself the best. So try to opt for that language for the interview. So this is the choice you need to make. And please remember, you cannot change this later. Once you provide this, this is full and final. Then comes your parental details. Basic details about your parents. Their name, occupation, whether they were in government service, their nationality, state and district. Because these details are important for the interview round as well. And also to ensure that those who are claiming reservation are from the non-creamy layer. So you need to provide the income details as well, the asset details of your family, along with the required address and other personal details regarding your parents. If they are deceased, even for that there is an option, right? And these details can be filled up very quickly. It will not take much time. Just keep your parents' documents in front of you and fill up the details correctly and quickly. It won't take much time. Then you come to the education section, your educational background and employment background. Of course, the minimum criteria is that you should possess a graduation degree, right? Those who are in the final year as well would be eligible for prelims, but by now you would have cleared your final year examination and at least a provisional certificate would be available from your university. So using those educational documents, you need to fill up these basic details. Start with your matriculation, 10th and then 12th class. Fill up the percentage. If your school or college was following the GPA system, provide the GPA, convert that into percentage using the standard formula. Then fill up the division or class, whether you got a distinction or first class or second class, whatever it is. Fill it up honestly. Don't make any mistakes or errors. The year of passing, the main subjects that you studied, and the name of your college, university or your institution. So this should be fairly simple and straightforward. Then your graduation and if post-graduation doctorate studies if applicable. So fill up all the educational details correctly as per the marks cards, as per the documents that you have with you, because you need to upload these documents. Next, your employment details, your work history, the name of the companies, the institutions you have worked for, the number of years of experience, all those details will have to be filled up. And if you are self-employed, even that can be filled up over here. So remember, all these points you're providing will be very important for the interview round. The questions in the personality test will revolve around your educational background, the details about your parents, your hometown, your mother tongue, and your employment experience. Then comes the experience of your UPSC examinations previously. If you have attempted any UPSC exam previously, you need to provide those details, and specifically your experience of civil services examination has to be filled up. Let's say you have attempted other UPSC exams like assistant commandant exams. So fill up those details using the roll number, the year in which you attempted, whether you cleared the exam, whether you were appointed through that exam or not. Provide the past experience of your civil services examination, and if you have the roll number, if you have the roll number of the previous exam, you need to fill it up over here. If you don't have the roll number, do not worry. You can just fill it up with zeros. If you don't have the roll number of the previous exams, you can just fill it up with zeros. Then, those who are in service already. There could be many students who have already cleared the exam previously, but they are trying to improve their rank, trying to change for a better service. So for those candidates, there is a section where you share those required details. The details regarding the service in which you have been selected, the details regarding your previous examination roll number in which you cleared the exam, and whether you're still in service or in training or have you resigned from the service. These basic details will have to be filled up. So once you complete this, you're almost done with the process. Please ensure that you're saving every module and do a thorough review as well before saving each section and complete the fee payment. Some categories are exempted from the fee payment. Female candidates, SC, ST candidates, those with disabilities are exempted. The rest, you can quickly fill up. You can quickly make the payment, preferably through the online method, which is simpler, more faster and efficient. And finally, the document submission page comes in. You would have already submitted your Aadhaar, which is the proof, ID proof used even during the examination. So ensure that the details are correctly uploaded here and look at the document section finally. This is where you submit your caste certificate, your income and asset certificate, whether if you're claiming reservation or any benefits arising out of category-based reservation. So upload all these documents, ensure that it is in PDF format. Collate all the documents into a single PDF. Ensure that the images, the scanned images are of a good quality. They should be clearly visible, legible, without any marks, and consolidate all these documents into one PDF and then upload these documents. So there UPSC has specified the size, the maximum size limit. So obviously the documents, once you collate and compress it, it will come into within the size limit. Just ensure that the documents are clearly visible and it is clearly legible. So once you finish uploading the documents, you come to the last page where you review all the details that you had shared, do a final check, ensure everything is correct, and then finally click on the submit button. The submission is entirely online. There is no need to send anything by post or courier. Nothing of that sort is needed. It's a completely online process. Once you hit the final submit button, the application is submitted. And you will get this form, this 9-page form, which can be downloaded for your reference, and this will remain with you as your DAF-I. So the process is very simple, very straightforward. You don't need to worry about it. Just finish the process as soon as possible and start focusing on your preparation. Now, before I end the session, we have a very important announcement, especially for those students who are preparing for the upcoming mains. If you're struggling with revising your current affairs for mains, if you're struggling with answer writing, then we are offering Concom Mains 2024, a quality enrichment program. This program will be run on the Unacademy platform, but the initial few classes, as you have seen on our YouTube channel, have been provided for free. Just take a look at these classes, because these sessions, these subject-based sessions, they help you revise the important current affairs for the upcoming mains. Plus, we provide answer writing practice. Model answers are given, answer evaluation is provided, and the required notes of those topics is also shared with you through a Telegram group. So should you wish to enroll, there is a very limited amount that you need to pay. It's a very reasonable cost. For our Plus and Iconic students, it's already included as part of their course, but for others who have not subscribed to Unacademy classes, they can opt for this course at just $9.99. And if you're preparing for 2025 and those who are still focusing on optional preparation, we have launched our optional classes as well. And in the English medium, we have Mukesh sir taking geography classes, Abhishek Mishra sir taking up history classes, and Hima Bindu ma'am taking up anthropology classes. So if you want to fine-tune your optional preparation before your mains, you can enroll for these online optional classroom program. And finally, for 2025 aspirants, if you want to comprehensively prepare for both prelims and mains, new batches have just started in Hindi, English, and as well as in English medium. So do contact the number provided on the screen, or you can also go to the description section of the video where you can click on the links and avail of these courses and offers. On this note, I would like to bring my discussion to an end. I hope it has been useful. If you have any further doubts, please let us know in the comments. We'll try to reply back. And you can always contact UPSC helpline number as well if you have any specific doubts and concerns. UPSC reaches out and helps the students. So call the UPSC helpline number. You can drop in your comments if there are any doubts, and we will try to reply back. That is it. All the best. I really wish all of you crack UPSC Mains 2024.